Next saw. Hey guys, it's Dami here from Clientele Boosters, and today we're going to be talking about a mini community build out for a restaurant franchise. Okay, so this is a franchise is something that it's usually multiple locations. They can be across different states, different cities, different countries. So we're going to just use the example of a statewide a statewide franchise. Okay, so statewide basically means, for example, I'm in Victoria, Australia. This franchise could have 5 locations. So there's a franchisor. Usually that's someone that's going to have purchased the license to have the franchise. And then, they get to make X amount of money and the franchise itself gets to make X amount of money as well. McDonald's is a franchise, KFC is a franchise, etc. Now, first of all, to understand what a mini community is, you have to know what a mega community is. A mega community is a group of high intent buyers, customers, clients, fans, participants that want to work with you and then your business. And then a mini community is like one of the pillars that make up the mega community. So for example, if you look at a car, there's 4 wheels on the car. If one wheel pops or breaks, then the car can't move correctly or it's not going to go anywhere, right? So that's why it's important to understand how to build a mini community so your business can have legs to stand on. Make sense? Let's rock and roll. So first and foremost, I'm a company. It's called Clientele Boosters, CB. And we're going to talk about mini communities today, so small c for mini communities. We're going to be talking about hospitality, specifically a restaurant franchise. And I've worked with franchises before, okay? I've worked with a few. One of them, you guys would know the name of them if I was to mention them. But yeah, they've got 5 locations in Victoria, and they're about to spread to Sydney in Australia, which is in New South Wales. So for the sake of this mini community, so there's different types of mini community infrastructures that we build out. There's sales infrastructure. We talk about different offers that you can customize the different sophistications of your market. Then there is remote sales teams, so using virtual assistants onshore and offshore to help you with remote activities and team building, which then funnels back to your business. And then there's things like social media, there's things like ads. Now, today we're just going to talk about social media mini community build out. So we're going to talk about SMM. Okay, so let's just say the franchise's name is Tams. I don't know, Tams. Okay, and we want to use social media. So what's Tams gonna have? It's gonna have an Instagram. It's gonna have a Facebook. It's gonna have a TikTok. Let's even say it has a LinkedIn. And it's a franchise. So there's so many other social media platforms we could use, like Snapchat, etc. But we're just gonna keep it simple. So the first thing I would do, let's just say Tams has 5 locations, and have main page that has, not generic, but one page that just pushes the brand. So you want to have branded images, so branded content. And then I'd have big statewide influencers on this page. Okay? It's called the association bias, right? So when you associate with something that's cool, basically all brand is association. And Alex Hormozi and Layla nailed it when they explained it. So for example, I did an interview about a month ago with Ty Lopez. He's done over $500 million in digital marketing and sales and e-commerce. So my brand as a smaller agency being associated with that now makes me look of higher status because I've associated myself with Ty. So what you want to do with your franchise is you want to associate yourself with the coolest, most relevant influencers in your city or state. So branded content, right? So that includes things like photos, videos, okay? And this is going to be really simple. There's so much depth, but we're just going to keep it high level. You also want to have an Instagram for each location. So let's just say I had one in Point Cook, which is a area in Melbourne. Then I had one in Brighton. I'm just going to write Brighton. Then one in Werribee. So doing east and western suburbs. Then one in Elwood, right? And then one in South Bank. So I'd have one Instagram page for each of them as well. And then I would have a local influencer in that area. It's pushing that brand. So that can be someone with anywhere between 5 to 20K followers, or even 3K followers, 3 to 20K followers, but they're locally known in that area. If you have an ice cream store, that could be the hot, 20-year-old that, everyone knew in that area for playing netball or whatever. Or if you have a really burger brand, maybe it's one of the footy boys that, is about to make the AFL. Or if you're in the US, that person that went off to college to play to the States to try and make the NBA, but he's a local kid. Or he might be statewide, depending on how many followers he has, but you guys get the point. Okay? And I'm just going to write ditto. And if you notice, we haven't even talked about posting yet. I'm just showing you like little hacks that I've seen and I've helped people use. Same play, because Facebook and Instagram is connected, because Meta, which is the name for Facebook now, it owns Instagram, it bought it. So I'm just going to say ditto for everything, ditto here. Another thing you want to do with Facebook is you want to post in Facebook groups. With the general page, general main page. And then you want to post in the Facebook group for the local branches as well. And you want to post in the local Facebook groups. So local FB groups. And since there's 5 locations, that's 5 groups. And I would post, there's 5 locations. And I would post in at least 10 local groups each. So you're posting really 50 pieces of content a day. But you didn't even have to make any more content. You were just organizing it in the right way. 10 groups a day. Okay? And then TikTok, same thing as here, like, different pages, etc. With LinkedIn, I just have the main branded page, main LinkedIn page. And that can be used for, corporate partnerships, alliances. But that's more sales. And we're not going to talk about sales and offers today. But, that's something you can think about. Corporate, reaching out to the local Skool team, etc. Partners, etc. Okay, so this is a really quick example, guys, of just what you can do with a bit of social media. There's so much more. We haven't even talked about reels, posting schedules, how much you should post, how you should post, what kinds of videos work really well for hospitality. For example, people like to see usually a lot of like smiles. Humans actually are going to usually be more intrigued by a website with more smiling human faces than just people like serving food, and, even if the food looks amazing. But if you want more of this, then there's a link below which has a free Skool group. It's called Mega Community Builders, where you can learn a lot more about this. There's like 25 videos plus in there, 80 plus entrepreneurs in there from all around Australia and the world. And if you want a bit more content and access to 75 more videos and more content and more specialized help, then there's a paid Skool group there as well underneath it. But if you want direct one-on-one help and you're like, Dami, I want all of your mega community source, like give it to me, then there is a link and you can go to our landing page where I explain exactly how mega community consulting works. It's a hefty investment. It's minimum of 5 figures of investment, but if you follow the steps throughout that 6-month program where we hold your hand basically to success, the odds are you'll never have to hire a marketing agency again. Anyway, till then, you guys enjoy my free content. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the 100 subscribers. To the next 100, to the next 1,000, to the next million, and think mega. Take care. Bye-bye.